Welcome back to Upper Michigan Today. We're still here with Adam, Doug, and Jim talking about the Upper Peninsula Fly Fishing Film Festival happening this weekend. Is Saturday, is that the big date for it?
Saturday night.
April 5th at NMU's Northern Center. We'll get to the details for tickets in a moment here, but I want to continue talking about some of the content of this film festival and what people will see and why they should attend. So going last year, what were some of the big moments for you guys in attendance, and what do you think is really going to stand out to attendees this year?
So as Adam mentioned, last year we did a kind of a national film tour event, which is phenomenal, great, shown at lots of places around the country, but it highlights a lot of fishing outside the United States and places not near here in the UP. This year, like we said, we're kind of focusing around here. So last year you'd see fly fishing trips to Mongolia and fly fishing for sailfish in Florida, Tristan. But you know, this year you're going to see fishing on small streams here in the Upper Peninsula, in northern Wisconsin. You're seeing films that talk about folks that have had property on the Brewer River and have had generational impact to their families and fishing together as a family. You'll see another film talking about, you know, someone who opened up a fly shop in the driftless area in southwestern Wisconsin, and what impacts that's had for their family and their communities. And so you're going to see a lot more focused fishing here in where we live.
What are you hoping people take away from watching these films?
Well, I think first and foremost by highlighting the area that we're here, that this is just such a phenomenally beautiful area with almost unlimited amount of water to fish. I mean, you could fish your whole lifetime in the UP and probably still not hit all the water. And then that it's just such an important resource to take care of and such an important resource to teach our kids about through our efforts in salmon in the classroom. I don't want to make you give any of your favorite spots away, but do you have any favorite regions, favorite zones, favorite areas that you like to do your fishing in that you think you just want more people to know about, and maybe even some of the challenges and efforts that it goes into maintain these places? Yeah, the UP, the driftless, northern Wisconsin, those are some of my favorite places.
Okay, generally speaking, yeah. Is that something that a lot of fly fishermen kind of keep to themselves?
To some degree, yeah. I mean, the Escanaba River, beautiful river to fish. The Carp River, beautiful.
Sure, right away. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you know, the Carp River, the Ontonagon River, the Brule. I mean, there's just so many. I mean, that's it. I mean, we could all give our secrets and still go fishing there and not probably see anybody for a week.
I think that's one of the other great things about the UP. You can fish all day in a lot of places and not see another fisherman.
That's good.
I mean, it's you don't get that in a lot of areas. That's
a huge thing about fishing up here.
Is the culture around fishing and fly fishing specifically, do you see it changing at all, or is it kind of remaining really steadfast for how it's been for a long time?
I'd say the conservation efforts are continually growing, but generally speaking, I mean, there's a lot of people that live here. For one of the reasons would be the fly fishing, the trout fishing specifically. The cold water fisheries that we have are incredible here. So I think the conservation efforts will continue to grow, is what I'm seeing, especially if people come to things like this film festival, because that's how conservation efforts are funded, is with the fundraisers that happen. But yeah, I think the interest in fly fishing is as strong as I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
And how about the Trout Unlimited Fred Wara chapter? What is that all about, and how do you see participation in that changing or growing?
Well, we're probably geographically we're in the lower 48. We're probably the largest chapter in area. We stretched all the way from Sault Ste. Marie to Iron River, so that's huge. When you look at that is a big area, but then you look at all the trout streams that are in there. That's just massive. Our membership is over 300, so that's good. But there's a few things that we do strategically. We look at habitat improvement, we look at education and outreach, and we look at communication. And all three of those things are very important. The salmon in the classroom, which you'll get into later, is a huge thing for us. And this helps to fund a lot of that work, because it's expensive. When you've got 15 schools like we have, that's a lot of upkeep. it's a lot for our volunteers to take care of too, and they've done a wonderful job in doing that. So you roll this all up, it's a cultural event for us, but it's also a fundraising event, and a very important fundraising event.
Apparently, important cultural fundraising event too, because keeping just the knowledge of their fisheries, our waters, our woods alive, and then teaching kids the importance of conserving and protecting.
Yeah, one of the things too that's been kind of neat over the past few years is we're seeing a lot more of a younger crowd get excited. That's been kind of our fear, is that, you know, as we get older, that there's not a younger group that's coming in to kind of keep going with that conservation mind. You know, we're not a fly fishing club. We're talking about fly fishing here, but we're all about conserving and protecting the cold water resources up here. So having the Salmon in the Classroom program, having younger folks come out to our fly tying events, coming out to the film festival to get excited about this and see what we have, that's what's really encouraging.
Certainly, and like you mentioned, we will be talking more about the Salmon in the Classroom program, more of the impacts of this fly fishing film festival. We have to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we are going to be taking a sneak peek into one of those films, so stay with us.